Welcome CSC230 class, and what I'm going to do is review starting a new CodePen account. Now you might have used CodePen for your CSC235 class, you may have used it for a CSC103 class for some coding. So if you already have an account, you could use that account, you could use that username and just create a new collection for your CSC230. But if you haven't, I'm going to review that right now, and I'm going to try to create a new account with a different email. So I'll see how that goes, just so I could run through all the steps, because I do have 2 videos already recorded for an exercise that we're going to do. But I recorded the video with everyone using an anonymous account, and then what you have to do is you have to email a link when you're done. And I'd rather you just have your work done in your account. That way I could just go right to it and you don't have to email me anything. So that's what I'll go through is setting up an account. It's free, so it's not a big deal. So let me just go through here. We're going to go to codepen.io, not .com, it's .io, and I'm going to go to sign up. And if you see starter, developer, and they're all paid things, you're going to want to go to join CodePen for free, and you could just put in your name here. And I'm going to use someone else's name because my accounts are all used up. So, and I'm just going to put a username here, and you might just use something with your initials. And you have to check you're not a robot. And then I'm going to hit submit. And there's my account. So you don't have to put any of this stuff in here. You don't have to save any of this, so I'm not going to do any of this. I'm just going to save and continue right now. And it has a let's go here. And this is for taking a tour, and I'd rather not take the tour. I'll give you the tour. And basically what CodePen is you're going to have panels for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now we're going to primarily be using HTML and CSS in the beginning, and we may use some JavaScript. And they have a little preview window down here where everything that you do here is going to preview. And you don't have to be real specific about your code either. You don't have to have every HTML tag. You can have little snippets of code and things will work. So we're going to use it that way. So this is my, you notice my pen, I'm using Zach, I'm using my son right now instead of me. And I'll show you what to do to get started, but also just a couple things that you might want to do. When you go over here under your icon, now I don't have a little picture of myself, but if you go down here to settings, you go to settings first, and what I recommend is keeping Twilight because it gives you a little bit better code coloring. It keeps you that dark background. It's a dark theme, so if it's in light, you might want to change it to the dark theme. Or if you like a light theme, you could go there. But I prefer Twilight because when we use JavaScript, it gives us a nice color coding for our variables and things like that. So I prefer Twilight. So I'd recommend that, and I'll just put save all settings. I don't think there's anything else we'd have to change right now, unless you'd want to go a little bit bigger with your size. I'll just make it a little bigger for now, make my code a little bit bigger, and I'll save all settings. And you might say, well, where's it going right now? Well, you could go back to your dashboard. Here's my dashboard, and I don't have any pens. Pens are basically our files. Projects are basically folders that we can put things in, and that's what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you create a folder or create a collection. So you could go to collection here, and we're gonna create a collection, or you could even start a file and then kind of add a collection. That might be easier because they don't really give you an easy way to create a collection here. So what I'm going to have you do, once you get this all set up, where you're probably going to go back up here and do create new pen. So we'll create a new pen, and you can see it's set up with the preview window on the right side. You could change that. You could go here and put it on the bottom, but we're going to keep it on the right side for now, and we'll do our HTML and CSS over here. And what I'm going to do is you're going to go back to My Warren, and you're going to go to Documents and Resources. And this is just to get started. And I have a section called Code to Copy, and that means exactly what it says. You're going to copy code. And we may have different ways to do this once you get set up in CodePen, because you can actually fork files that I have, and you could use those without having to copy them. But just for now, we'll use the old-fashioned method, and we're going to copy this. We're going to click on here, and you're going to see some code, and just copy it. Just highlight it and do a Control-C if you're on Windows, or Command-C if you're on Mac. You're just going to copy that code, and you're going to go back to CodePen, and I'm just going to put it right here in my HTML for now. So I'll just do a Control-V or Command-V, and it's basically just HTML right now. So we're going to be writing some CSS when we get in there, and that'll be another video that actually does that. So that I won't even do that in this video. But what I do want to do in this video is make sure that you go in here where this pen is. You see this little pen here? Just click on it and give it a name, and you're going to call it CSS. And you could put dashes in here, and you could call it intro, and then just put a 3 on it because it's our third one. We just did one with a little list. This will be another one. Just call it CSS Intro 3. That's all you need to have on there. If you want to put lists on there, that's fine, but just leave it like this. CSS Intro 3, and it's going to be you. And notice when you create your account, you're going to have that username in there. And that'll be very easy for me to get to your account. I just have to go there and I'll get to all your pens. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'll save this. I'll save the HTML from right now. I'll save the HTML for now. And now if you want to put this in a collection or create a collection, it seems like this is the easiest way, but it's not in a collection right now. If you'd want to find this right now, you'd basically, you know, if you went here to your dashboard, this would be under pens. So there it is, CSS intro, and it's under pens, and if you clicked on it, it would open it up. Now what we want to do is we want to add a collection and put it in a collection. And if you already have an account, you'll just make another collection. You might have a CSC235. But what you're going to do here is you're going to go down to collections while this pen or file is open, and go down here, and I'm just going to say create new collection and add. That's exactly what I want to do. Create a new collection, and I want to add this to it. So I'll create a collection, and I didn't verify my address yet. All right, I'm back, and what I did, I got out of that account and I went to another account that I have because I already have it verified. And just to make sure I show you the way it works is here's my CSS Intro 3, and what I'm going to do is go to collections, and I'm going to create new collection and add. And you can see I have some other ones here. So I'm going to create new collection and add, and what you should do is just put in a csc230 because that's for this class, and I don't need a description. Just call it csc230, and I'll just hit create, and it'll get added to that. So when you go to your collections, if you go to your dashboard, if you have an icon with your face or anything like that, if you go to your dashboard and if you go to collections, there's CSC230. I could click on it, and then I see the only pen I have in here is the one I'm working on right now. I'll just double click to open it up. So this is the one you're going to work on. So that's all I really wanted to go over right now, because for the next video you're going to be able to, and actually the video shows it doing it anonymously, but you're not. You're actually going to do it this way, and then you don't have to send me the email. I'll actually come and find it once you have it ready. So the next video that you work on, even though it's anonymous, you're going to actually create an account. So make sure you do this first for this spring 2018 version of this. So you'll create your account, you'll create your pen, you'll put it in a collection, then I'll be able to find it in this username here. And then when you're done with it, with the CSS Intro 3, I'll be able to find it, and then you don't have to email it like it shows in that video. But the rest of the video I'm not going to re-record. So I'm going to stop here, and then we'll kind of move on. It's called CSS Intro Part 1. I'll call this, setting up CodePen or something. I'll have some other name for it, but I just wanted to go over this first before you get started, especially for the CSC230 class.